Hey Nation, what is going, man? It's your boy Emmanuel King, and today you see it in the title. We're gonna be finding out how to get crisp melodic vocals or melodic crisp vocals. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna title the title, but you see it in there, man. So that's what we finna go over. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button, 'cause we a movement, boy. Let's get it. Key Nation, what is going on, man? Welcome to the channel, man. I want to teach you guys some things on how to get crisp melodic vocals, okay? That is the era that we in right now. I've said it before, I'll say it again. We in the era of Lil Baby, Gunna, Roddy Ricch. You know, the Baby don't really do melodic vocals, but sometimes he do, you feel me? But we in that era. Polo G, DDG, everybody is doing it. Even me, I'm doing it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm an artist as well. So that is the era that we in. We are in the melodic era, and it's an era that I personally thrive in. You feel me? I know what to do when it comes down to the melodies. You feel me? I sing and I rap melodically, so I know exactly what to do and how to configure the plugins and the vocals in the way that you need to sound so that it can sound buttery, icy, nice. You know what I'm saying? I cook it up like a chef. You feel me? So without further ado, bam! Look at it. This is a project that I mixed down. As you guys can clearly see, there's a lot going on here. I did a lot. I definitely did a lot during this session, but I want to show you guys how to get crisp melodic vocals. Now, let me go ahead and bust down crisp melodic vocals. So when I say crisp, I mean the sharpness of the vocal, right? The tonality of the vocal, not necessarily harshness, how sharp and clear, cut and concise the vocal sounds. That's what I mean by crisp vocals, okay? Now, the reason why I also say that is with crisp vocals, you have that sheen, you have that shine, you have that brightness, but also allow some space and controlled sharpness and controlled sheen, I guess you could say. That's the terminology that us audio engineers use whenever it comes down to like brightness, right? And when we say that, that's in reference to the higher frequencies on the frequency spectrum, okay? When it comes down to like 8,000 hertz, 9,000 hertz, 10,000 hertz, you'll hear us use certain words and certain terminologies like sheen, bright, sharp, these types of things right here, because we want y'all to boost the higher frequencies, okay? That's basically what that crisp melodic vocal sounds like, and you hear that a lot with Lil Baby. You hear that a lot specifically with the Migos. I didn't even mention them, but you hear that a lot specifically with the Migos. That's really their sound. You hear that a lot with Roddy Ricch as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this, man. I'm gonna play a little bit of this for you guys. It's a client by the name of Cardo Rich. I'll put the link in the description if you guys feel free. Go ahead and show him some support. He dropped a couple of songs, a 2-pack actually, one called Fire and one called Smoke, and the pack is called a Pyro Pack, reluctantly. So let's go ahead, let's get it, man.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shotty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at. Let me shoot my shot and I sunk that. When I pull up, haters run back. I don't even know what I've been through. Been a cool minute since I've been back home. Y'all niggas catch up one day. She might act up if it take too long, baby.
That is Fire by Cardo Rich, man. So that is it right there. I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to check that out. I want to show you guys the before and the after to it, and let you know what it sounded like before and how I made it sound like, you know, butter. You feel me? So let's go ahead, let's play it real quick.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shotty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at. Let me shoot my shot and I sunk that. When I pull up, haters run back. I don't even know what I've been.
Listen, man, I don't know if y'all got your headphones on. I don't know, bro. I don't know, but like, that's why y'all need engineers, fam. Like, that is why you need Let me play this one more time, bro. This just gives me so much joy. Like, you're literally given, I don't even want to say it's a blank canvas. I would like to say it's, I don't know, art is subjective, right? But let's just say universally, there's a painting that everybody doesn't like, right? Or the painting just isn't doing it. And you're given that painting, right? Your job as an audio engineer is to make that painting better. Whichever way, however way you can do it, make it happen. And that's kind of how I approach mixing these things, man. I will talk about this all day, but yeah, let me play the before and after one more time.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shotty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at. Let me shoot my shot and I.
If you have like monitors, or you know what I'm saying, you would definitely hear it in the monitors. But if you have like a regular phone that you just listening to, you might not be able to hear it. You got to put headphones on. But I'm telling you, man, it's quite a difference. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's figure out how to get these crisp melodic vocals. So I'll go ahead and go over my vocal chain real fast for you. I don't necessarily. Let me look over these sins because I got a lot of sins going on over here. And I want to see if it's relevant to what I'm talking about, because I'm not gonna explain the sins if it's not relevant to what I'm talking about, because what we're talking about is how to get crisp, clear vocals, right? So I'm looking at the sins, and it looks like not all of them are relevant to what I'm talking about. If you guys want to if you guys want to know exactly what I do when it comes down to, well, everything is different when it comes down to each session. But if you guys want to know what I do in terms of my audio chain or my vocal chain, please leave it comment down below, and I'll be sure to get a tutorial out for y'all. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this, man. So the very first thing that I did was I sweeped out a lot of low end, right? I went all the way up to about 100 hertz, 96 specifically, and I swept out a lot of that low end, because with vocals, I think naturally you're gonna have that muddiness. You're gonna have those vocals that kind of sit in those lower frequencies to where you don't necessarily hear it as a human. Humans don't even naturally hear vocals and ranges from 30 hertz and below, 50 hertz and below. They don't naturally hear that. They hear vocal ranges 40, 50, 60 and higher. That's what they naturally hear. So you might as well go ahead and just scoop all of that out. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what I did for this vocal. And to go ahead and put emphasis onto that, I went ahead and scooped out even further, because when you guys heard me play the before, you heard that it was very muddy. You heard that low end. You didn't, you know what I'm saying? You really heard that gook right in that lower frequency. So I went ahead and scooped all of that out. I boosted around 200 hertz to give it some presence so that you guys could definitely hear it. And then I did a slight little dip, slight little attenuation from 350, and I gave it to that, like I said, to kind of cater to what I'm talking about in the title with that crispness. I went ahead and boosted in the higher frequency range, 3,000 hertz to 9,000 all the way up to 10K. So that's what I did for that. And it's basically literally just a foundation, right? We like I said, we're given the canvas. The canvas is here. It looks kind of crazy, but let's clean it up a little bit. Let's take some things from that canvas that people don't necessarily like, and let's clean it up a little bit. So that's what that EQ is for. All right. So let me go ahead and play the before and after for that.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shotty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at.
That's kind of loud too. I don't even know how to kind of like get those levels situated or whatever the case is. That's kind of loud. But yeah, man. That's what it sounds like with the EQ and without the EQ. So let's go ahead and continue and see what I added here. I went ahead and added a multi-band compression. Right, and it's a single multi-band compression. It's targeted specifically, and that is around the 100 to the 200 hertz range. Now, if you guys can remember, I went to this EQ and I added a little bit around this range. However, I still heard some of that gook, some of that muddiness, so I went ahead and attenuated. How much did I attenuate here? Negative 28 dB for the threshold. With this lower frequency right here, because I heard some of that muddiness and I said, yo, this is what needs to get out, okay? And the thing about that is there will be remnants. You have to be careful with muddy vocals, because with muddy vocals there will be remnants of that muddiness and that low frequency, and it'll creep over into the 150 into the 200 hertz range. So that's what I heard whenever I was listening to these vocals. So I said, you know what, let's go ahead and let's clean that up so that we don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to hear that. You feel me? So let's go ahead and play before and after.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shotty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at. Let me shoot my shot and I sunk that. When I pull up, haters run back.
Okay, so you guys heard that. Okay, now it's a slight subtlety to it. You might not necessarily hear it, but it's needed. Okay, it's very much needed. And like I said, well, I didn't say it, but I'm gonna say it now. As audio engineers, you definitely want to add subtleties to your you want to add subtleties to your audio chain, because subtleties make up the actual vocal. They make up how it sounds. They make it sound professional. Okay, so keep that in mind whenever you're audio engineer. You don't want to go too crazy with things, you know what I'm saying, but keep that in mind. I don't have the range going all the way down here, you know what I'm saying. I got it right here to where, you know, you hear it and it does exactly what it needs to do for the vocal. So that is that. Let's go ahead and get into the virtual mix rec that I have here for Slate Digital. Now, keep in mind, you might see a lot of plugins right here, but everything is adjusted subtly. Okay, it's adjusted subtly. Now you're gonna be like, dang, you done added a mix bus right here and an EQ, and you done added another EQ right here, and there's another EQ, and then you added a distressor, and then you added, you know, to give it more shine and shimmer, then you added your, like, just chill, okay? Just chill. Not all of I am using all of these, but I adjusted everything, you know, slightly. Okay, so I'll just go ahead real briefly over what I did. This is a virtual mix bus right here. And what that does is it adds character, it adds saturation, it adds, you know, color to the vocal. You might be able to hear, you might not, but I will turn it on and off so that you guys can see what's going on.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shotty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at.
I should probably do this so that you guys can hear it better. Let me turn all these off right here.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shotty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know.
See how it gives it that character, gives it that saturation. As an audio engineer, you gotta know what these plugins are doing, okay, and how they're shaping, how they're molding the vocal. You have to know that. That's very important. So with this EQ right here, we call it the FGS. I love Slate Digital plugins, by the way. But we got this FGS Brit 4K EQ right here. Especially, I'll keep on hitting this mic. I'm sorry, y'all. But we have that right here. And I'll go ahead and go over what this is. So at the lower frequency, right, I went ahead and cut a little bit more of that muddiness out at around 60 hertz, you know, just to, like I said, it's very subtle. It's not that much. You can see right here, like I didn't do it. I only took negative 2 dB away. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't need to be that much. Low mid frequency did the exact same thing. This is a little bit more, but because I knew I needed to get that muddiness out, so I did that there. And for the high mids, I went ahead and boosted it up +3. And for the higher frequency at 10K, I boosted it about 2. Okay, to give it that crisp, that sheenness, that brightness that we're looking for. All right, and for this one, I didn't do much actually. I didn't do anything here actually. So I don't know why this was activated, but maybe that is some color. I'm not necessarily sure, but I didn't do anything here. With this distressor, it also adds saturation, and also adds a little bit of grit. You know what I'm saying? Adds that grit, that grit to it. And that's also what will add to the sheenness and that brightness. So I went ahead and added that. And the Revival is just a plugin that will give it thickness and shimmer. Literally what it says, thickness and shimmer. It's gonna make the vocal sound wide, and it's gonna give it that, like I said, that sheenness, that brightness, that clarity. So I went ahead and added that. And the trimmer, I don't have anything going on for it, but I feel like it gives it some type of character whenever that's activated. So I went ahead and added that, and this is what you get.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shawty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at.
So that is what you got with that as far as the virtual mix rec is concerned. And I should probably go over, more in depth and into detail with this mix rec, but I don't want to go, I'm just going over what makes these crisp, sheen, melodic vocals. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go delve too deep into it, because if I do, we already going on 15 minutes. And if I go super duper deep into detail, we will be here for an hour. Okay. So I'm just trying to run this, by y'all real fast so that you guys can see what it takes in order to get a buttery vocal. You feel me? So let's go ahead and get into this de-esser. Now, I love this de-esser specifically because it's a targeted de-esser. I do use the waves de-esser as well, but I like using this one too, because if there's a specific frequency that I'm looking at, attenuating, I go to this de-esser right here so that I can attenuate that frequency. So this is a targeted frequency. It's from 6K to 10K, and I got it at negative 36 dB for the threshold, range at 8 dB, so nothing too crazy. Let's hear it.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shawty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at. Let me shoot my shot and I sunk that. When I pull up, haters run back. I don't even know what I've been through. Been a cool minute since I've been back home.
Guys definitely heard the difference in those S's, right? It definitely cuts that sibilance down, because we don't need that sibilance in these mixes, all right? It makes it very, very uncomfortable for the listener. We want to make sure that the listener is having a very, very pleasurable experience with that. So I went ahead and used that de-esser, and it's also a form of targeted compression, but this targeted compression is specifically for them S's in there, right? So that's what I did with that, and I went ahead and hit it with a multi-band compression. I like hitting vocals with multi-band compression because it makes everything sound very controlled and not all over the place. This was a very dynamic performance, so I wanted to make sure that when I hit it with this multi-band compression, that it keeps everything pretty much on lock and in key and what it needs to do. And it's not a huge thing. I got it on a default preset here, and I just adjusted some settings. Went ahead and dialed out some more low end. The range isn't too crazy. But I needed it to sound a little bit more controlled, so that's what I did.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shawty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at. Let me shoot my shot and I sunk that. When I pull up, haters run back. I don't even know what I've been through.
You can clearly see it really just kind of takes those frequencies that's kind of reaching everywhere, and it puts all of them in a box, right? And it controls them. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and did that. And we're going into 18 minutes already. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, but I want you guys to know this as well. Like, I want you guys to really understand what it is. And I be trying to cut these things as short as I can so that, you feel me? But when you start talking about what you love, you feel me? So, it is what it is at the end of the day, man. I hope you guys are thoroughly enjoying this and knowing exactly what to do whenever you guys start to mix and master your vocals. So that's what I did with the multi-band compression, and I went ahead and added a little bit of air to it, okay? That's what gives it that crisp, sheen, bright sound, but controlled, because like I said, we talked about this multi-band compression before it, but I went ahead and add a little bit of air to it. It's subtle, but it works. All right, so let me go ahead and show y'all that.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shawty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at. Let me shoot my shot and I sunk that. When I pull up, haters run back.
All right, so that gives. Oh, I don't even know if I did it before and after. Look at me. I'm over here just listening to it.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shawty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at. Let me shoot my shot and I sunk that. When I pull up, haters run back.
Right, so that is the Eosis Air EQ, and that's also another Slate Digital plugin. I love Slate Digital. Slate Digital, I love y'all. When y'all gonna sponsor me? I love Slay Digital, man. Let's go ahead and get into this gain right here, and I went ahead and just attenuated a little bit of that. Negative 3.8 dB. Because it was a little bit in the front, so I went ahead and dialed some of that back.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shotty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I go.
So that's pretty much what that is, man. That is how you get crisp, clean, melodic vocals. I will play the before and after one more time for you guys so that you guys can hear it.
Just touched down where the sun's at. I don't even know when I'ma come back. Shotty on point like a thumbtack. I don't even know where the fun's at. I don't really know where the fun's at, but I know everywhere I goes where the fun's at. Let me shoot my shot and
Guys, man, I'm a magician. I'm a magician in this G thing, fam. If you need anything mixed or mastered, please hit me up in my DMs or email me. You know what I'm saying? Serious inquiries only. I will be sure to have your stuff sounding just like this, if not better, or even better than that, or even better than that. You feel me? So that is it, man. If you guys got any questions, please let me know in the comment box down below, fam. And please be sure to like this video. That'll snatch us up in the algorithm. I can't talk today. That'll snatch us up in the algorithm. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's go ahead. I appreciate y'all so much, man. And let's tune into the next video. I messed up that whole intro. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Tune into the next one, fam. Gang.